Good morning, guys. It is 9 o'clock and we have 30 minutes until market open. I kind of just want to go over this. Actually, first, before that, I just want to say that this has been, it has been a while since I shot a live forward testing video. And the reason being is just that I've been filming a bunch of content going over like my trading strategy and like everything. And my trading strategy has gone through such a metamorphosis, essentially. There's a lot of things that I'm doing a little bit differently than how I was doing before. And yeah, so if you want to know what that's been looking like, go check out or technically check out my videos when they come out, because I don't think they'll be out before this video, but definitely go and check out my trading plan video. I have some videos coming that has to do with how to find daily bias, and it's a 3-part series and it goes very in depth. I think the first video is a little bit of a ramble, but it does go through all of the trading what do you call it, the trading strategies that I implement and my current strategy right now. And then also the second one goes way more in depth with me actually outlining my trade plan, like actually writing out as a list and kind of telling you how you should be thinking about entering the market. And then the third part of that is me just implementing it, back testing it, and so on and so forth, which is funny because my current trading plan or strategy is still changing. I'm actually in the middle of working on my daily bias a little bit more right now. But definitely check out those videos. And yeah, so let's just go through what I'm expecting for the day, right? Let's go to the daily. So right off the bat, the daily chart, we're coming out of a bunch of chop, right? Bunch of chop. I actually suck when we're in these kind of conditions. So thankfully, I decided to pick this back up when I wasn't trading these sorts of conditions. One thing though that I have noticed is that Monday we potentially made the low of the week and we're trading high right now. I don't think we've put in the high of the week yet. Tuesday was kind of an inside candle, so it didn't really go anywhere, didn't really do much. So right now I'm expecting bullish prices coming into today's price action. And the reason being is just that, one, we're being supported up by this 4-hour fair value gap. And right now we're basically under the current day's open right now. So my concerns, however, though, going into open is that I don't like the fact that we're basically really close to this swing point, because this is relatively equal lows. I would prefer to see this taken out. We do sort of have an SMT in play right here, right now, because let me go to the 30-minute chart. We have taken out London. We've swept London. We haven't swept London on ES. But once again, my concern is that we are relatively close to this low here, and we're being held down by this this bearish fair value gap. So I prefer to see us come down first, sweep this low, and then potentially get a reversal signals back to the upside, targeting all of this liquidity here. I'm not sure how volatile 930 is going to be, so we could potentially wait until 940 to see what price does. Now, if price just starts ripping up to the upside, I could potentially get on side. I would ideally like to see it come down first and then go up. I don't really want to see it just, start barreling up like that. And then for me to even be considered going long on this, I would need to see maybe a closure above this candle potentially, because that would be an order block or change in state of delivery. But I'd much rather see us come down here. So I'm thinking that coming into the open, we don't have a relevant swing point, and we haven't put in a reversal signal just yet. So ideally I would like to see 930 open, come down, and potentially get reversal signals. So that would potentially mean that 10 o'clock's candle, 10 o'clock's 4 o'clock. So basically the 10 o'clock candle right here, as you can see down here, the 10 o'clock candle, I would hope that we would continue upwards and potentially target the draws on liquidity right now. So that's what I'm expecting to see coming into market open. Now, ideally, I really don't want to see this rip. I want to see this come back down. And if it did start ripping, I'd probably wait until 10 just to make sure that we are potentially going up. ES is the stronger asset and NASDAQ is the weaker asset right now, just because we're closer to these highs compared to the NASDAQ. So technically speaking, I think it would be wiser to trade the leading asset, which is ES, but I really prefer to trade NASDAQ. I just use ES for like a confirmation in a sense. But what could go wrong with this kind of is that if ES takes Asia's highs before NASDAQ, we could end up reversing off of it, or in a sense having an SMT put in. So that's what I'm thinking. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I still do want to see this get manipulated here, so that's what I'm expecting. I basically explained everything, and we still have a decent amount of time until market open. But yeah, basically yeah. But I have a lot of videos coming out in the next coming weeks. I do pre-record some of these videos just to, you know, space them out. I don't really want to like hammer my YouTube channel with a bunch of back-to-back videos. Not only that, I do get lazy sometimes, so having that backlog of videos is an insurance policy for when I do get lazy or I have things going on in life, so I can keep that content coming for you guys. I also want to note that right here on the 30-minute we have inversed this fair value gap. We have not inversed it on NASDAQ, so that's why ES is the leading asset and NASDAQ isn't. But we'll just see what that looks like at 9:30. But yeah, I have a lot of knowledge. I'm 5 months into my trading journey. Like, seriously, again, I've traded off and on prior, but like nowhere near as serious as I am now. Like, how I came into trading 5 months ago is like night and day. Like, in terms of what I know now, I like know I would say like 99% of what I know and what I currently trade right now has been learned in the last 5 months. Coming into trading 5 months ago, I basically knew about like market structure market structure shifts, which is like you know, price taking out a swing point and then pairing that with a fair value gap. And that was basically it. Like, I didn't really know where I was targeting. I didn't really, you know what I mean? And then not only that, 5 months ago, I was primarily trading Forex. So one of the changes I made within the last 5 months is that I switched over primarily to futures, the futures market. So that's one thing. And, yeah, I've learned a lot, done a lot. I've back tested. So since we're waiting, we might as well go over here. I've back tested, 4 years. That's crazy. I didn't actually realize I reached 4 years. 4 years worth of data. Whoa, when did my win rate go down? Damn, my win rate was higher. But back tested 4 years worth of data, taken 200. I think this is more. I think trading FX replay might have glitched. I think this is actually around 300 trades, but it's whatever. Damn, why did my win rate go down? Anyways, and on the current session that I'm trading, wait, actually, I didn't really want to do that. Let's go back to analytics. Maybe my win rate went down because I'm having a 50% win rate. I did suffer a lot of losses in this shitty month called April. April was so bad. It was so bad. But we're in May right now. So yeah, hoping to see some improvements going into May. Yeah, 50-50 win rate right now. Kind of struggling a little bit, but I'm implementing some new stuff to help with my daily bias, so I'm hoping it works out. I did get a win here on Tuesday because of that new implementation, so I'll just see how it goes. But yeah, so this is my trading plan. You can pause it and like look at it, but I do have a dedicated video coming that shows and explains everything that I have here, so do look out for that. But yeah, I don't know what else to say, to be honest. We have roughly 20 minutes until market open. That's crazy. I didn't think I would explain everything so quickly. Just to recap, we don't really have a relevant swing point coming into this open here, because this is where today's candle opened right here, so we're kind of below the open right now. We haven't put in a protective swing for today's candle, so I would like to see this come down, take out this low, and then give us reversal signals higher. If it starts ripping, I really don't want it to rip, but if that's the case, I probably might wait until 10 and then maybe trade higher if we still have the opportunity there. And yeah, basically. Market's not really doing anything right now. But yeah, but let me know if you want to see anything, if you want me to explain anything about my trading style or anything that I'm doing. Basically, I'm still learning, still trying to get better, just really trying to hone in on my daily bias right now. That's really the biggest thing that I'm trying to work on. Once I have that down pat, then I'll be good. So yeah, I don't really know what to do. We have like 20 minutes until market open. I don't know if you want to like watch me backtest a little bit. I don't know if we have time for that. I was actually backtesting prior to the start of this video because I had some time. I didn't think I would explain everything so quickly. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna start a new day. Crazy, isn't it? I'm trading the live market, but also backtesting too. Crazy, crazy. Let's go to the next day because we're at 10 right now. Next day, next day, next day. So, alright, either this is going to end up as a down week, or we just made the low of the week here on Wednesday. Oh, Tuesday, actually, sorry. We are in this bullish fair value gap. This bullish daily fair value gap, yeah. This was Monday's open. We're currently below... Wait, no, that's not Monday's open. What the heck? That's a Friday. This was Monday's open, so we could have potentially put in the high of the week. Why does this look like this week might end up as an inside bar? Yeah, we're not really going anywhere. We're going down. I can't get a good read on this week, to be honest, because this is where we opened. We put in a high. We just put in a low. So I don't know if this is the true low or true high of today. We could be ending this week on a low. We could be going down long term. Well, not long term, but like, you know. So let me go forward a couple hours. 8:59. Let's go forward 15 minutes. Alright. So, essentially, I guess we kind of did put in... Wait a minute. Where is today's candle? Where did today's candle start is what I'm trying to figure out. Alright, so here it is. We opened here. We made a higher high. We went up. So, we do have a relative... So, we want to be trading away from this, right? We want to be trading... So, I'm a little bit more bearish, funnily enough. We're in this bearish 4-hour fair value gap. So we do in a sense have a reversal coming into the open, so I'd like to see this fair value gap hold coming into open. Let me see here. We have about 50 minutes until market open, by the way. So if this fails to hold price down, then this whole model fails right now. Then we won't take a trade. So I want to see reversal signals off of this coming into 9:30 open. So I'm trying to think. I would say reversal has been put in prior to 9:30 open. So I want to see this hold because we're trying to trade away from this, right? The high that's been put in for the day. And then we expanded. So we want to see, so ideally you want to see a continuation off of this. You want to see an expansion down. And then we could target this low. Or this, I think they call it a devil's candle or something like that because it doesn't have a wick. I don't know. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking that's what it is right now. Let's see, what do we have here? Alright, let's go forward in time. We kind of are trading down. Oh, also ES has taken London. So, looks like this potentially might be the leading asset. What the hell? So we just had a sweep here. I want to see reversal signals off of this. So we're not getting a really clear. We're going up. I want to see this. Oh god. Are we failing to reverse? I think we're putting in a SMT right now. Oh shit, we're going up. So this is failing. We're failing to reverse off of this. So I would probably want to flip my bias and go long potentially. But I'm going to wait. Because of what's happening, I'm probably going to wait until 10. Yeah. Yeah. We're going higher. So I'm going to long this. Probably put my stop here. And then target. Ideally, that's not what I want to see, but we're clearly failing to manipulate here. Oh god, that's really high though. And then we've already gone up a lot. I want to see what that 4 o'clock candle looks like. Oops. We've just been going up. Yeah, we're failing to manipulate, so I'm going to actually take a long off of this. Hopefully we can get 2R. Probably just do the 1%. I really want to see this rip. I don't want to see it come back down, if I'm being honest. What the fuck? So now we're manipulating? What the fuck? Okay, so 9:30 put in that manipulation leg. I completely potentially read that wrong. So 9:30 I think put in that manipulation actually. We do... Let me see something. They both took London high. So do I want to trade lower now? I don't know. I don't know. I originally wanted to be bearish. Would it be stupid of me to just randomly flip my bias at this point? You know what? I want to see it come back down. If it starts coming back down, then I might just get on side, yeah, like that. Short here. And then just target 2R. I really don't like how this played out, if I'm being honest. So I guess 9:30 was the manipulate. What the hell? This is really low. What the hell? So I'm guessing 9:30 was the manipulation, so we should see a continuation coming into... So we're seeing a push, but it's just really... This is basically chopping. What the hell? Oh my god. Today's terrible. Today's generally terrible. So today just ended up as like an inside bars type situation. It didn't go anywhere. What the frick? You gotta be kidding me, right? Like, what the hell? Wait, where are we? Do you see this? Like, what the hell is this? This has been continuously happening. I'm expecting lower prices. It comes back up, manipulates you, and then comes back down. Like, I'll be right directional wise. It just won't do it during the time that I'm expecting it to, which is just ridiculous. But maybe after it failed to like go down before, maybe I shouldn't have entered it back. But look, it actually did end up coming down just at 2. This always happens, man. I'm sick and tired of it. So it wanted to overextend more than I was expecting. Man, listen here. Oh my god, so annoying. I really hate. I've been realizing, but this is literally what's been going on. It's just been a lot of like chop. These are the worst freaking conditions, bro. Worst conditions. I'm pretty sure this is potentially the high we've made of the week, so this is probably going to be a down week. We've just been going lower, lower, lower. I'm trying to see what... Again, we're in another bearish fair value gap. I'm probably still bearish. Let's see where we are actually before that. So, oh, that's crazy. This is where we opened today. So we're above the open right now. And we're in a fair... Oh, so we haven't put in any significant low. So that's another reason to believe that we're going lower. Oh, let me go forward in time. I always do this. We have about, what do you call it? 8 minutes until market open, by the way. Shit, did I just go too... No, I didn't go too far. Alright. So, we put in a relevant swing prior, so I'm still thinking we're going lower. Coming into the day. So, I want to see... So, I'm thinking this is going to be a continuation right now. Let me go to 30-minute real quick. Alright. Let's go to 30-minute on this. We have an SMT here. Choppy price action is just not ideal, man. It's so freaking... We have an SMT here. Now to the 5-minute here. So I just want to see continuation signatures, so maybe like a closure below this candle here. Which is exactly what we're getting here. So I'm probably going to short this. And target 2R. Damn, what the hell? Before that, though. Alright, yeah. We'll say that ES... Why doesn't ES look like it wants to go down? Why did it come back? Keep going. They're both pushing, I like that. Fair value gap should hold this down. Don't want to see it come back above that. Shit. I don't like that. Where are we? 10 o'clock? Oh, actually, no. This could be like a 10 o'clock manipulation to push us lower. Yes, exactly what I was thinking. Timing is so important. Let's get that 2R. Come on, no. Come on, are we gonna get it? No, 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 no. Damn it. I'm gonna take off half my position here because this is playing around me. Shit. Damn. So close, bro. I wasn't even being like greedy or anything, bro. It would be crazy if it came back down. No, it went back up. Alright. And then it chops, kind of. Alright, we took off half the position, so we got something out of it. Which is good, I guess, but like, damn. Yo, this market is handing me my ass, bro. -1. But I really don't think it's me. I just think it's some of the condition. It's half the conditions that we're currently in. I'm probably gonna put my focus on NASDAQ now. So, all right. So this is a Friday. This has probably been the low of the week, so probably gonna trade back into the range now. I don't expect us to take out this high, and I would honestly not like us to take out this low. So I'm expecting probably a bullish move back into the range. But anyways, let's go to NASDAQ. We got 4 minutes till market open. Like I said, I want to see a manipulation lower. So we could potentially take a short off of this actually. Potentially, I don't know. I want to see us go lower first before we go higher. So I'm looking for maybe a change in state of delivery, an inverse fair value gap to the downside. So we'll target ultimately this year. And then maybe coming into 10 we could potentially, or this could be the move for today. We could be, but I'm definitely looking for lower prices. I'm not gonna lie. What? Is this a, I literally just marked this out and I don't remember. It's a 30-minute fair value gap? Yes, it is actually. Alright, great. Yo, is this thing still lagging? I like that we're, okay, so far, one thing I like, we're respecting consequent encroachment. I like that. I like that. So for me to definitely be bearish going into market open, I want to see a closure above this to get a CISD, change in state of delivery, plus an inverse fair value gap. That would be the ideal case scenario. Just so you know what the stats are on this account, I haven't traded since my last low. What the fuck? I haven't traded since my last video. So we're still at negative 800. But yeah, ideally, just set this here, already anticipating it. Stop loss up here. This is set as a limit. This is a limit order, so why the hell is this? What the fuck? I'm confused. What? Am I doing the right thing? Oh, that's why. It said as a buy. And then TP ideally around here. So what is that? Short. Yes, so that would give me my 1 to 2R. Perfect. Or I might have to market order this, I don't know. I want to see that fair value gap fail. I want to see it come back to the downside. One minute till market open. And also we don't have any news coming into today. No news. So this is a no news Wednesday. If this fails to manipulate, I'm probably not going to touch this. Oh, there we go. I don't know though. This is a 5 minute. I'm probably not going to enter this until the closure. If this just rips all the way to the bottom before that 9:30 closure, I'll flip my bias. Well, not flip my bias. I'm ultimately bullish, but what I'm trying to say is it reaches down here before I get an opportunity to enter here, then I'll switch bullish. So I'll take longs instead of shorts. Because ideally I wanted to see a relevant swing be put in, and that's exactly what's happening right now. This is exactly what I want to see. So I need it to get to like my TP, even though I wasn't able to enter it. I could have did a market order for this, but that's not really how I trade, you know. So if we get a relevant low being put in, then we'll flip it and go bullish. Which it looks like we're probably going to end up doing that. So after it takes that low or the TP or my TP that I want it to hit, then we got to look for some reversal signals. Right now it hasn't hit it. I want to see a relevant low be put in for the day. And I want to, ideally we want to move away from a protected swing point, right? It's not taking it, but we still got a lot of time. I wonder if it would come back up and give me an entry down there before it takes the low. Oh, I didn't even, you know what I didn't do though? I didn't calculate at least, I think 0.5% is 500 and then 1% is 1,000, right? Is that how that works? I think 1%, let's see here. 99,167 times, wait, crap, I missed a digit, or did I? No, I didn't. Times 0.5%, which is around $500, so 1% is $1,000. All right, just gotta make sure. It's actually a little bit less than 1,000, but for where my current balance is at. Still struggling to take that low. I want to see it take that low. And then ideally we get a relevant swing put in, and then what else? We probably might end up with an SMT. I want to see it's not taking that low. I don't like that. But we still have a lot of time until. So what will end up happening is probably the 9:30 to 10 will probably be this manipulation, and then potentially, well, actually I want to see the reverse manipulation reversal start between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and then I want to see a continuation back up to target all the liquidity at the high into 10 o'clock basically. So it's coming, it's taking out the low, yes. So this just totally gets nulled. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see this relevant swing point be put in. I want to see the low of the day be put in, because we were still trading at the open, unless it's a down day, which I ideally don't want it to be. I don't think so. I think we could trade back higher. We don't really have anything to trade to unless we're trading really deep into this fair value. We have a lot of liquidity above us. I would like to see us go higher, not lower. So, but from here, we just gotta wait for the reversal signals. If we're gonna reverse, I want to see us put in some reversal signals. So, for example, if we put in the low here and then we trade all the way back up and ended up as a really long wick, that would be the manipulation candle. And then the next candle, which is the 10 o'clock candle, should support expansion higher. So we're putting in that low. Gonna get rid of this. So at this point in time, I'm just gonna wait until 9:45, or until we see some reversal signals, which we don't have right now. So we just closed that 5 o'clock candle, not a 5 o'clock candle. That first 5-minute candle left the market open. So now, ideally, I want to see what we do. So it looks like ES is also dumping as well. But we could get a relevant SMT put in if ES doesn't take previous New York's range, or low, I should say. Because it looked like it just took London, so it's still going lower. Now, if this fails to manipulate, that means the model is null and we're going lower for whatever reason, which at that point I probably wouldn't want to take a trade. because there's not really anything for us to trade towards except deeper into this fair value gap. All the relevant liquidities that we can target, all the relevant TPs are above us. So I wouldn't want to trade lower. I could trade lower, I could, but I ideally don't want to. This is a what chart? This is a 30-minute chart. We're on a 5-minute chart. Bring this down to a 5-minute chart. So we have yet to take this. So we could potentially have an SMTP put in, right? But let's just see. A lot of waiting. It's gonna be crazy when I actually start doing this stuff with real money. Also, interesting to note that we are respecting consequent encroachment of this fair value gap right now, so that's good. Good sign. So if we still don't have any good reversal signals coming into 9:45, then we'll probably just wait until 10. So we could potentially have some type of structure coming into 10 o'clock, which in that case we could bounce off of going into 10 and then target higher, so we'll just have to see. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about while we wait. I kind of already said everything I need to say in terms of like what I'm trying to do with trading and stuff like that. Just working on determining my daily bias and kind of understanding that on a more deeper level, I suppose. Trying to get my win rate up. Not my win rate, but my my win rate. Trying to get my R&R up, man. It's like I'm already -1 on the month right now in May. It's really bad. I shouldn't have double traded this, but yeah. I'm hoping once I master my new bias, how to determine my bias, that my win rate will go up. So not my win rate, my R&R. All I'm trying to do is really get that 6% plus in consistent months. Once I can do that, I would say I'm ready for a prop challenge, but still falling short of what I want to see in terms of my metrics. So we're getting some push higher, so that's good. So if we inverse this fair value gap that just put in, that could be an early entry signal. That could be an early entry model, so we'll just have to see. The only thing I wouldn't like about that, though, is the risk that I'd have to put on, because my entry would have to be here and then my stop would have to be here. But let me see. I mean, I don't know, it could end up being a 1 to 2. All the targets would be taken. Probably take a bulk. If it got up here, I'd probably take a bulk of my position off. But quite frankly, London High is probably our best bet in terms of taking off most of our position. So I'll probably actually take off most of my position. The only issue with that is that this is not even like 1 hour away. 1 hour away would be like here. So a little bit farther above London. 2 hour would be ideal though. So if we inverse this, this could be our early entry. So we probably wouldn't even have to wait until 10. Maybe, potentially. But I'm really hoping that we just put in the low of the day, so right here. So we just took out this swing. We have a relevant swing point. There's no reason for us to go back down here, if I'm being honest. Now, if we fail to manipulate completely, then I would not be interested in taking a trade off of this. Create limit order. And just plus. Yeah, I guess. Can never freaking see what I'm doing here. To make how much? $1,000? Because it's 1 to 2. What is 1% of my current balance actually? So 991. So could probably push this a little. Oh no. Let's keep it at 5 contracts, 5 minis. If I were to get a trade in today, I could potentially get back to break even, which is ideal. I've been kind of getting dubs lately, so that's sick. Did fumble here, but kind of got my act together after that. As you can see, only small losses since, which is good. Except, oh gosh, look how far I've come, bro. Sick. But let's see if we get that. We're still respecting this. If we fail to manipulate, then I probably don't want to be in this trade at all. Be better actually to trade ES, but whatever, because it's the leading asset. Also, it's good to note that we actually do have an SMT put in here. We do have an SMT, so that's also really good. And we do not have an SMT here. Oh crap, where did my order go? Create limit. I think it was 5 minis. Yeah. So we're coming into 8:45. We're probably not going to get a closure above this. If we do, I'll immediately enter. But this is also an inverse fair value gap at this point. This one. Well, it's not completely inverse, but probably just gonna buy this straight away. I want to see a closure through that though. Shit, I don't. We didn't really get a closure through it. We're failing right now to close through it. I don't really want to touch this right now. I like what I'm seeing though, so I mean, that's good. So what can happen is we could make an order block back into that bearish fair value gap and then potentially see a move higher. which in that case that order block would support price. So it could potentially give us a better entry, but we'll just have to see if this is going to continue higher. I'm hoping that this is an order block being put in. But I like what I'm seeing because maybe potentially coming into 10 a.m. open. Because, like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this 4-hour candle. I hope that doesn't get rid of my... This is a strong rejection candle. Put in the low of the day. We put in a relevant low. And we're trading back within this candle, which I like. So, so the next candle will probably, which is the 10 o'clock candle, will be that expansion potentially. So what I think we're putting in right now is potentially an order block along with a fair value gap. So if we get multiple entries, if this overtakes this inverse, we could also set an entry at the fair value gap for a better entry. But you also risk not being in the trade, so it really just depends on what you want. But ideally would want to see a closure above this fair value gap. We're not getting it right now. We have 3 minutes until the next 5-minute candle. But right now I'm confident that this is possibly going to go up. So I think we're going to get a 10 a.m. continuation candle, which will take us to these highs. Why do I feel like I trade better on live than I do in backtesting? It's the weirdest thing. Maybe it's because price is moving so slow, so I have a lot of time to analyze. But you could also argue that, well, your backtesting, you could take as much time as you want. I guess, but I try to move fast because for some reason, I have in my head that the market moves fast, which it does. But it's actually a lot comparably slower compared to backtesting, which is relatively quick, I would say. We're respecting this bearish fair value gap. My order just disappeared. It's fine. I'll put it back on when I see strength. Now, if we fail to manipulate, then I don't want to be in this trade, because that would possibly mean that we're going to go lower. We're going to continue lower. ES is pushing to the downside. I want to see that SMT remain intact. I don't want to see it get taken. I generally feel like I trade better live than in backtesting. I don't know why, though. Mind you, it's funny, on my FX replay, I think you've already seen, but I've been trading for, like, I have 4 years of trading experience at this point. Like, a lot of this stuff just is, like, familiar to me. It's crazy. In terms of how, like, how price can behave and all that stuff. So we're still respecting that fair value gap. This could be a potential order block that we just closed on, but right now I'm not seeing any strength. That inverse fair value gap, well, it's not really inverse yet because we actually haven't closed above it, so we do not have any trade right now. It's 950 and we don't have any entry model type situation. So coming into the 10, I would still want to see a trade above this to validate that as an inverse fair value gap, and then potentially into the 10 we'll probably come back to this order block or fair value gap, which will then propel us upwards. Another case that could happen is that I might have to do a market order, but I'm not actually not that familiar with doing market orders on. I'm not that familiar with doing market orders on trading videos, so I guess I should learn, huh? How do I do market orders? Buy 5 contracts. So I guess I'll just hit buy 5 contracts at market order, and then I'll just put in my stop and stuff like that. So we're getting some propulsion higher finally, but we need to see a closure above that to validate that as an inverse. I might not need to market order this, so, but let's just put in our limit order. Let's prep that in. I believe it was 5 minis. Yeah. So I want to see a closure above that. Which in that case, I'll probably just set my order then. So what I'm thinking is potentially going to happen. We're also in the, what do you call this? Like the 9 a.m. macro, like the last 10 minutes before 10. The last 10 minutes before 10 o'clock, right? So if we get a closure above this at 9:55, coming into 10, we're going to get a retrace back into this inverse fair value gap, and then we should see a propulsion higher. So I'm not worried about this. I would be worried if it just started ripping before the 10 a.m. candle and before the closure of this candle. So I don't really want to see this move too far away from my entry point. So as soon as this closes, I'll just set my entry. I do think that 10 o'clock candle could come back a little bit deep on me, potentially to this fair value gap, but it overlaps with this order block, so, well, potential order block, I should say. Oh, I can't wait to get funded, man. Oh, like, literally everything I've done is just to get funded. And I will get funded because I've come really far in such a short period of time, and I have so much experience doing all of this stuff already. It's only a matter of time. Now you're probably wondering what prop firm I'm probably gonna go with. Right now I'm thinking about either Top Step or My Funded Futures, but I'm gearing more towards Top Step just because their cheapest plan is $50, while I think My Funded Futures cheapest plan is $70. You can get a discount and bring it down to $50, but I like the fact that I don't have to use any coupon code to just get like a base $50 model, and a lot of people use Top Step, so that's my reason. One thing I don't like about this is that ES is not, I don't like the fact that it's not willing to go higher right now. We have an SMT, so I mean, I'm not that worried, but I like what I'm seeing. As soon as that closes, I'm going to enter. So we'll probably get a retrace back into this at 10, and then a propulsion higher. So if we're lucky, we might not get any deep retracements below maybe my 50% mark, so I like that. Now, if I enter after this candle closes and we came back deep, we did nothing wrong. I would say we did everything right, but I ideally would love to see this rip because I really want to get back to break even. And this would be a really good trade, so I feel like we have a really good probability of this playing out. Now, I think 1R would be like here. Shit, what the frig? Fuck, hold on a minute. Oh, it closed. I'm gonna buy that, set my order. Overlaps with the order block too. But anyways, one thing that I wanted to... Fucking hell, bro. Can't even friggin' move it, bro. So 1R would be right here. I'll probably take off 50% of my position here just because it overlaps with this London high here. And I don't know if it's going to get all the way up here. So 50% of my position. I daily don't like to take partials, but in this case, I'm not that worried if this doesn't enter me. That 10 o'clock candle open could potentially give me that entry, so I'm not that worried. I'm chilling. But as I said, if we do come back really low down here, I ideally wouldn't like to see that, and I would be upset at it, but I know I did everything right. It'd just be nice to see ES expand as well, but it's fine. We're gonna come back in and hopefully take that ish higher. There, we're in. 4 minutes till 10 o'clock. So I don't think we're gonna move away just yet. I think we're gonna come into 10 and then move away. So we're probably going to be under some drawdown for a bit. Because price could get back down into this fair value gap here, which coincides with this inverse fair value gap. But I'm not really expecting price to come all the way back down here, which I don't want to see at all. But I'm expecting and allowing a deeper retracement. And you could also say we do have a change in state of delivery because we close above these series of down close candles. So what are our entries? We have 3 entries here. We have the change in state of delivery, so you could have entered on this candle here that is just now being printed. Could have entered on the order block right here, which is kind of what I did, but the order block ended up coinciding with this inverse fair value gap. So entry 1, CISD, change in state of delivery. Entry 2, order block. Entry 3, inverse fair value gap. And entry 4, which would be honestly your best fill, but also you risk not getting filled at all, is this small fair value gap here. And I wouldn't like to see a body close below this fair value gap. I would want to see it potentially just wick into it and then go back up. This would be like, for me, for an entry here, would be like the worst case scenario, because I wouldn't want to see it. That would be under some deep deep drawdown. I don't want to see that. So once it gets to here, hopefully, I will move my stop to break even, and I'll also take off 50% of my position, because I don't know if it's going to get all the way up here. Well, here, definitely a valid draw, but here, I'm not too sure. We have 1 minute till that 10 o'clock candle, so possibly gets a little bit deeper for retracement, and then finally start going higher. Definitely lines up with the bias, or the framework, I should say, or the logic of why price should do what it does. So right now everything that I'm seeing is ticking all the boxes. Expecting a potential retracement coming into 10 o'clock candle, because if we go to the 4 hour, we had a strong rejection, which I like, but we also put in a relevant low, so I'm expecting this to be the low of the day for us to trade higher. This would be the best case scenario draw, but quite frankly, this is probably a more realistic draw. So coming in, we have 1 minute. I would potentially see this 10 o'clock candle open here, trade a little bit lower into this wick we just opened, trade a little bit lower into this wick, and then finally start shooting off. Because it's open low, high, close, right? So I'm looking to see this be an expansion candle. What's also good is that this is a C2 closure, because we closed back within the range of this candle here. So so this candle, it was the manipulation candle, and this 10 o'clock candle should support expansion higher, and that's exactly what I'm looking to see right now. Now, again, if this failed to go higher and came back out and took me out, that would honestly invalidate the model, and right now I'm telling you that should not happen, but you never know with these things. It's the market. So I want the market to start ripping, but not, it just came into 10, so we could get some move down, potentially into this fair value gap, and then finally we'll get the move up. And hopefully it starts moving fast. I will say that ES is the lagging asset, so I guess we're right for taking our trade on NASDAQ because it is the leading asset right now. You're starting to move higher, but I still would not be upset at this, another retracement back into this level. So what's good is if we get above this can act as an order block that will hold and take off. So 50% of our position is being taken off. Was it here or here? Was it here? I think it was here. So 50%. I think a little bit above this is when we'll take off majority of our contracts. But yeah, should start moving away anytime soon now. Getting a retrace, that's completely fine. It's only 10:03. We're getting an indecisive candle, sort of. It's looking like it wants to go a little bit deeper. It could go into that fair value gap again. That would be your best entry. I ideally don't want to see it go there though, if I'm being honest. I want that to be a breakaway gap. Would that be considered a break? That would actually yeah, I want it. Yeah, that would be considered a breakaway gap, right? I want it to remain open. I mean, it is interesting to note that like ES is creating like low resistance liquidity here, so we could just start ripping through that potentially. One thing I don't like right now is that price is just kind of lethargic. It's not really, I'm not seeing any strength. It could be, what do you call it, absorption. So sellers are probably trying to push it down, but buyers are buying. I don't know. Just a little bit of what I sort of learned from order flow trading, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm not that familiar with order flow trading. Did study a little bit to kind of push my edge, but it's costly to get the indicators to trade order flow, so I decided to just work on my price action. Plus, working on price action is free, so... Alright, we're finally starting to see a push from ES and NASDAQ. They're both pushing. I want to see some momentum behind these pushes, which we're not getting, actually. So which candle opened on the 10 a.m.? It was this candle. Okay. So if I waited until 10 a.m., I probably would have had to have market order this. But at the same time, another thing you could just wait until 10 a.m., wait for the retracement, and then maybe wait for it to go of this order block. Then you could do a market order because then you know it's propelling. So that would have been a little bit more of a safer option. But you get a better entry by just setting a limit order. So if this goes up, which I would like to see, I do see the ES is pushing to the upside now. And NASDAQ is starting to push to the upside. Also, it looks like we might have a tiny SMT here. So this could be a two-stage SMT, sort of. But these are actually relatively equal, but as you can see that this candle definitely came down. This candle, they're kind of equal. But not really an SMT then. What about this one? Oh. Would this be considered an SMT? You see how this one took out this candle? This one didn't. Could be a two-stage SMT. Hear my soda pop, hear my soda pop. Song's in my head. I think this is a two-stage SMT. It's getting late into that 10 a.m. candle and we still haven't moved away, which, not gonna lie with you, I'm not liking. I really wanted to see this pick up speed. It's 10:10 now. It's just kind of chopping here. We're getting no momentum. Not much to say here. We're kind of late into the session now. We're not seeing a push yet. I want to see a push. We're coming into that fair value gap. And it looks like that SMT, this one anyways, didn't hold. If that fair value gap gets closed over, I'd be a little bit concerned. But also, we wouldn't want to see... I don't like how that's pushing down there. I wouldn't want to see a closure below the 50% of this, which just so happens to coincide. Yo, if we get a closure below this, I'm not gonna lie with you, I don't like what I'm seeing right now. We're failing to manipulate. Well, we did actually manipulate 10 o'clock retracement into, like, for example, like, let's go to the 4 o'clock right now. Right now, we're seeing a retracement. This is a deep retracement, mind you. We ideally want to stay in this upper quadrant. But at the same time, we are coming back. This is a premium wick, so I mean, we could just be coming back to the CE of this wick here, which we actually haven't tapped yet. But ideally, I wouldn't really want to go below that. I'm not really liking how price action is developing right now, to be honest. This is the worst case scenario I was talking about. Oh shit, what did I just delete? What the fuck? So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna let it hit my stop. I put a lot of risk on this, so I really ideally didn't want that to happen, but if it hits my stop, it hits my stop. What I think happened and why we got such a deep retracement is that... So, what the hell? This SMT is still intact, by the way. We took out this swing point, so I'd like to see it. But why we ended up coming back down is because we respected this bearish fair value gap. But I think a two-stage SMT is being put in right now. It's not guaranteed just yet, but we need to see a closure. But this could potentially be a two-stage SMT where we took this low on ES, but we didn't take it on NASDAQ. So again, NASDAQ is the leading asset here. We love two-stage SMTs, but we do have 4 minutes until the closure of this candle. But we are finally seeing some sort of push, and that's with the fact that we just came back to equilibrium of this premium wick. But I want to see this new SMT hold and hold the two-stage SMTs. Now, if this came back to stop me out, that's that. I probably wouldn't be looking to take another trade for the day, because that would mean that the model failed, and it would confirm an invalidation. But we are finally starting to get a push higher. I really don't want it to create an inverse fair value gap, or not inverse, bearish fair value gap. I would like to just see this push up to the upside at this point. But like I said, this would have been your best entry. That's the worst case scenario I was talking about, which I didn't want to see, but it is what it is. We got that deep retracement. But if this 10 o'clock candle is going to play out, this would be the open, low, and now I want to see high. ES is pushing. NASDAQ is somewhat lagging right now, but we're getting a push. I don't want to see I keep saying inverse fair value. I don't want to see a bearish fair value gap get created at this point. We might get that two-stage SMT. We're probably going to close on that candle, so we're probably going to get a two-stage. And we did not create a fair value gap, which I wanted to see. Both assets are pushing. The only thing I will say about this is that they're struggling to go higher right now, which is unideal. But I can't be mad at it if we fail to go higher and instead just go lower. We do have a two-stage SMT at this point, by the way. If we continue to go lower, then that means today ends up as a down day, which I think the previous day didn't really do much. This 10 o'clock candle is like struggling right now. As you can see. We opened and now we're just going low. Yesterday's candle was a down candle. I wanted to see expansion higher. Just given where we are, which is in this 4-hour fair value gap. We're respecting consequent encroachment of this wick right now. So that's one good sign. pretty slow today. Not liking how price action is developing, but I see it. You win some, you lose some. I didn't really want to take a huge loss, if I'm being honest. That is so unfortunate. Price is failing to go higher. So if it takes me out, it's probably going to continue lower, or it's going to chop for the rest of the day. SMT is still in play, by the way. It's probably going to take me out. Damn, this would be my first big loss in a while. Yeah, it's going to take me out. Damn, and we're out. So the model failed. Wait, what the hell? Oh, it takes a second to come off. Takes a second to come off and print, yeah. Whoa! What the hell? I lost more than I should have. So, this whole model failed. We failed to go higher. So, we're probably either going to chop for the rest of the day or we're going to just go down. That is crazy. That's my... Damn it. Yeah, we're just going down at this point. which is crazy because we don't really have anywhere to go from here, if I'm being honest. Like, where are we going, right? There's nothing to go to. This order block. In terms of target, there's nothing. That's crazy. So today looks like it's going to potentially be a down day if that's the case. Let's see. Which is not what I was expecting. It could be drawing to this volume imbalance here. I came in on the day bullish, so I was not expecting lower prices like this. It's just what it is. It's probably just going to continue lower. So this means this 4 o'clock candle. This should have been manipulation. This should have been expansion higher. So clearly it's expansion lower. So I'm probably going to end this here. I'm not interested in taking more trades today. The model failed. Because remember, we'd want bullish PDRAs to support us higher, right? This is clearly not supporting us higher. This candle here just invalidated the setup. So two of one things can happen. We're going to continue trading lower, which we are, or we're going to chop. So, and we ended up respecting this bearish PDRA. It's only 10:29. I'm not interested in taking any more trades today. So, with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Losers are part of the game. We can't be upset at it. We had our model, we followed our rules, and it just so happened that it didn't work out today. So we just come back fresh tomorrow with fresh eyes, and that's all we can do. This could potentially go back up, but at this point I'm not interested. We had a 2-stage SMT that did not hold. We had an SMT from here to here, which did not hold. We had an inverse fair value gap, a order block, and a small fair value gap here, none of which held. So all our bullish indications that this was going to go up failed. So at this point, I'm not interested in taking longs. I'm not interested in taking shorts. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's unfortunate. I really thought we could get back to break even, but losses are part of the game. Don't forget to check out the videos that I'm dropping in the next coming days/weeks. And yeah, peace. See you in the next one.